All right, welcome, Tracy. My name's Jen. Yeah, Jen Lawton, and we are on Success Stories. And just think it's really fun to be able to reach out and connect with community members like yourself who have been with Glow Natural Wellness for a couple minutes in a row, right? Maybe even a little longer. You'll let us know that. But you have taken the time to write in some really gorgeous reviews. And so I just wanted to meet you and say thank you for being part of our community. And basically what we're doing is hearing from members that are having good experiences
Mhm.
because it's really helping other women in the world. So just thank you for being here. And would you mind just introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about what you would like us to know?
So I'm Tracy Hodge, and I'm in Ontario, Canada. And I guess, let me see, I've been using the Glow products for a little over 2 years now, I think. So for me, prior to starting Glow, I think there's about 99 symptoms that are possible. I think I had about 98. So I was I was pretty it was not a good scenario for me. I have endometriosis, fibroids. I mean, I had dry skin, painful intercourse, debilitating pain for 3 weeks of the month, weight gain that would just not go away. Yeah, it was not good. I had seen a previous naturopath, and they just didn't have things dialed in for me. And I found Dr. Michelle online, and I was like, hook me up. So yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. There's a couple of things that I think are so powerful. First of all, I'm so happy that symptoms feel like something of a past, like I'm feeling so good now. So that's
Mhm,
awesome.
mhm,
That's the first thing I want to celebrate for sure. And also that um, I hear this quite a bit that you had seen somebody else and it just wasn't a fit. And so I just want to celebrate and congratulate you for saying to yourself in whatever way, shape, or form you did, I'm going to keep looking, right? There's an
mhm.
answer out there and I'm going to find it. I think I'll speak for myself. When I was younger, if I went to a doctor, I felt like that was the final word. And I remember kind of shutting down when I was younger.
Mhm.
And when I met Dr. Michelle, I remember being like, whoa, I feel educated. I feel empowered. I feel
Yeah,
revitalized, even just in this conversation of the potential. And so
yeah,
just really want to congratulate you for saying to yourself, self, this isn't
thanks.
the end. I'm going to keep looking. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you did and that you found Dr. Michelle and Go Natural Wellness. With the symptoms that you were describing a couple of
Mhm.
years ago, would you be willing to share a little bit of how you felt like it was impacting your life and then what you're experiencing now?
Like I said, I had debilitating pain for literally 3 weeks of the month. And I mean, it was, all around my abdomen. It was going down into my legs, up into my back. Like it was not fun. My cycles were so heavy that I couldn't leave the house when I was having my cycle because I would have accidents all over the place. It was not a fun existence. And it was really to me, I had to find a different answer because I was really at the point where my quality of life was just terrible. I've been in holistic nutrition world for a number of years, and so I knew that there was another answer out there, and I just knew I had to find it. So yeah. And the other piece that I'll add is I mentioned that I was in, various natural kind of health things. And one of the things that I did was, well, I still do, I see a chiropractor, and she actually watched the change over the time that happened for me. Because even, just things like my mood, my demeanor, the weight, like once we got the hormones dialed in properly, my weight just came off. And I didn't change anything. Like I still, lifted weights, and I still ate perfect, and the weight just, like, all of a sudden, just, like literally 30 pounds in 2 months. And I went to the doctor, and she said, oh, yeah, we'll do some blood work. And she did the blood work and she said, "Oh no, everything's normal." And I said, "No, this is not normal." Like there's just no way. A person doesn't gain that much weight. And I said, like I work out. I eat very well, and she's like, "Yeah, but I there's nothing wrong." And I was like, "There is something wrong." So I kept looking, right? So yeah, I think that that's kind of a really key thing, that my chiropractor saw the change and now she goes to Glow.
Oh, you're kidding. She's a
No, I'm
member
not
of Healthy
kidding at
Hormone
all.
Club? Oh.
Yes, she's a member. Yes, because
Oh, I
she
love that.
watched the change in me. So, and
Oh.
she was like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "It's Glow Natural Wellness. It's a healthy hormone club." I said, "You got to check it out." And she's like, "I'm going to." And then she told me the next time I saw her, she's like, "I signed up." And I was like, "Yes." She's my friend as well as my chiropractor. So, we talk about these kind of things, which I mean, as your healthcare person, you would share that information.
Oh, I love that
Hmm.
you shared, and I love that she joined. I think that's so cool. And I want to circle back to something really, really powerful, which
Yep.
I unfortunately hear quite a bit. I hear this from women, and
Hmm.
I think it's so powerful to mention that they know something is not right.
Yeah.
You know your body, you go to the doctor, and I'm not vilifying doctors. I'm just
Nope.
saying that
Nope.
when someone tells you everything looks fine or it's normal and you're not feeling good,
Yeah.
it can feel so disempowering. And
100%.
so to hear once again, keep looking, find your person, even if it's not Dr. Michelle and Glow Natural Wellness,
Yeah.
find someone that will support you in your health and healing. And I think that for me, what was so powerful when I met Dr. Michelle was it was about education, empowerment, and me taking responsibility for the pieces
Hmm.
of showing up for my health and healing. So, yes, we're bringing really amazing products because that's one thing I know about Dr. Michelle, among many, is that she's only going to bring something to our community if she can't find something better out there, right? And so she wanted
Hmm.
bioidentical hormone support. She wanted it done correctly and couldn't find a program, couldn't find the product. So she created her own. Awesome.
Yeah.
But really, what you've talked and spoken into is that you showed up. You're the most important piece of that puzzle. I heard you say you eat healthy, you're working
Hmm.
out, and
Hmm.
this was something that you took a step into your own health and healing. And I think that's so important because a
Yeah.
lot of times we have been, or at least a lot of us have been trained to kind of outsource our own
Mm.
health, right? Like fix me. And the hormones are the cleanest available. Like it's amazing, but
Hmm.
you did your part. And that's what I'm noticing as a common denominator. They always say success leaves clues. And one of the
Yeah.
most exciting common denominators of speaking with our community members is the people getting the best results. It's the great products, but they're bringing the great momentum and the healthy choices and the working out. And
Yeah.
it's just really
Yeah.
complementary. But that whole like you need to fix me is not the formula. The actual is like help me and we can
Hmm.
help you and then you get yourself there. So yay you.
Yeah.
That's super
Thank you.
powerful. Yeah, yeah, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. And I love to hear this. And so, walk me through a little bit of like the highlights for you because you've written a couple reviews about like
Hmm.
loving our staff and loving our
Oh yeah.
products, and
Oh yeah.
you wrote a review about Glow Below and also the Healthy Hormone Club. So, where would you like to start? What are some of the products that you enjoy, or
Yeah.
would you like to talk about Healthy Hormone Club? You tell me what would be fun to share.
For me, I definitely use Daily Glow. I love that supplement. I've been able to, ditch a whole bunch of bottles, which is fantastic. And I mean, I don't run out. So I love that stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I relate. I relate to the Daily Glow and it
yeah,
replacing a suitcase. So I'm never
yeah,
without the Daily Glow too. So I hear you on that one. Yep.
yeah,
Okay. Please continue. Yep. Daily
yeah, no
Glow. Love
worries.
it. Yeah.
And then obviously all of the hormones. I love them. The topical hormones are amazing. And I recently started using the Pro Drops, and that's very helpful. Unfortunately, I can't get the DHEA in Canada anymore. I just found out. That's unfortunate, but I'll figure some stuff out with that when I talk to my hormone specialist. I just did my latest saliva test, so we've got our appointment booked coming up in a couple weeks. So we'll talk about what I can do instead. So yeah, I love that. That's like my go-to. I love having all of that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I flew into Canada with Dr. Michelle a couple months
Mhm.
ago, and we were leaving the airport in Kelowna, and I had, taken all these flights to get there. So this is after our trip. We're flying home, and apparently I had too many liquids, and it had to fit in this very small bag. Like no one had checked me, like I thought I had done a really great job, but apparently I was
Yeah.
over at this airport, and so they were basically like, "You're going to need to get rid of stuff." And I remember Dr. Michelle just being like, "Well, you can get rid of your hormones and I'll replace them when you get back." I'm like, "I'm not letting go of my hormones." Like I would, like it was so funny. Like I was
Yeah.
like, they are coming with me, and my Daily Glow is coming with me, and I'll get rid of this mouthwash or whatever. No, it wasn't mouthwash, but there was a few things that I was like, I'll just let that stuff go and I'll replace it. But yeah, I'm not letting go of my hormones. And I had always been, I think my biggest hormone regret was that I didn't start a little sooner. I'm 53,
Same.
and I just thought, well, I eat really healthy, I move.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until I was talking to a group of people, and I was saying something I'd said many times before,
Mhm.
and I could feel the word, but I couldn't find it. Like I could just feel that there was
Mhm.
something I was supposed to say, but I couldn't get the word out. And I went,
Mhm.
nope, that's it. All right. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm so glad that I started. I wish I would have, but we all do it at the perfect time for us. But one of the benefits that I didn't anticipate, like I knew about the energy, I knew mental
Mhm.
clarity, but I didn't realize, because I drink a lot of water, I didn't realize the hydration that would come back into my skin.
Oh yeah.
That was a
Oh
fun
yeah.
benefit, that
Yeah.
just like an extra perk. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
look, my skin is more hydrated.
Oh yeah.
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 So
100%.
that's been yeah,
Sleep is
yeah.
better. Yeah, everything. I can
Sleep is
always
better.
tell when it's time to get a little adjustment, and because I'll start, the sleep kind of starts getting a bit rocky, and some of the symptoms start coming back, and it's like, oh, we're getting close to my testing, and it's getting time to talk to my specialist and get it all tweaked again, and we talk, we go through the symptoms, we check the labs, and she always dials it in perfect. As to the staff, yeah, every single person that I have talked to at Glow is fabulous. Like they're so caring and kind. They always help. They do whatever they can. And yeah, like they're just, they always go above and beyond. I love them all. Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you. That's really beautiful to hear, and I love them all too. It's a
yeah.
really beautiful team, and they
Yeah.
all really they care. They know their stuff. It's a
Mhm.
sharp group, but it's
Yeah,
also a really caring and loving group. So thank you for
100%.
knowing that. I'll make sure to pass
Yeah.
that on. And this is kind of a fun question. So let's talk about like the quality of life that's improved for you, because I heard you say sleep. Let's talk about some of the benefits of letting go of some of these symptoms and getting into hormone balance.
Like I talked about the debilitating pain, that's gone. I haven't had an ultrasound or anything to know if the fibroids are gone, but definitely the pain from the endometriosis is gone. I'd anticipate that a lot the fibroids have to have at least shrunk, I would think, but I anticipate that they're probably gone or very much close to. I had cystic breasts, painful, like just pain all the time. It was just awful. Sleep was terrible. It was to the point where I was not able to function properly the next day. My job I work in IT, so it's very much a brain job. And, there was days where like I was just like, what is wrong with me? Like I couldn't function, and yeah, moody, it would, yeah, you wouldn't even recognize me now. Now, I can have sex with my husband again. Yay. It
Yay.
doesn't
Yeah.
hurt. That's so exciting. And I'm sure he would say the same. And my skin, like, I know I'm hot and red right now, but my skin is like just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And my hair, my nails, I was getting like receding hairline and like just everything. I was getting facial hair. And I still get a tiny bit, but and we're working through getting that normalized and stuff. But I used to say, oh, I got to go pluck my stray eyebrows.
Oh.
I'm alive again. I don't have pain. I sleep better. I get a tiny bit of PMS. Like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get my cycle, but it's not like, oh gosh, my cycle is coming in 2 weeks' time, and I know this because I can't hardly move. Now it's like, oh, I'm gonna get it in a couple of days. I got a little twinge in my lower abdomen, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it feels like normal, if you will. Another big thing, allergies. My allergies were through the roof. It was to the point at one time where I could only eat ground beef. I kid you not. Everything else I was reacting to. And it amazes me, and I don't know if this is like normal or if I don't even know if it's even related, but I can eat everything now again.
Oh, wow.
And like the only thing I've changed is my hormones are dialed in. And I do know that there are hormone receptors throughout our whole body. So, like, I don't know. I really don't think anybody could tell me that it wasn't that. I don't know if it's proven, no idea. But to me, it's the only thing that changed. So
Yeah.
it has to be it. I don't
That's
know.
so powerful. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So to have pain-free and, sex back with your husband and feeling like you're not just completely, sleep back, energy
Yeah.
improved,
Yeah.
allergies. I mean,
Yeah.
I love, I think one of the
Mhm.
most powerful ways to encapsulate, I feel alive again. That's
Yeah.
incredible. That's
Yeah.
incredible to
Yeah.
hear. And congratulations, because the congratulations really does go to you and reaching out. So
Mhm.
we have the unlimited access to the clinical team,
Mhm.
but you have to reach out and let them know, like, hey, I need
Yeah.
some support, or the testing is coming up. And so you've
Yeah.
continued to do that to dial it in. And I used to feel, without going into too much of my story, but I felt like at
Mhm.
this time, when I was had just had my son at 43, and I just felt my health was really, really deteriorating, and I felt like there was no bottom to how bad I could
Mhm.
feel or how bad the sleep could be. And I was just like, and I got really scared. So that's when I met Dr. Michelle. And
Mhm.
now I feel like there's actually no ceiling. Like I just feel
Yeah.
stronger. I feel
Yeah.
better. My mood is better. My sleep is, like, I'm a
Yeah.
excellent sleeper now. And
Yeah.
so I feel like it
Same.
just keeps getting better and better, and
Yeah.
woohoo. So
I know.
I get that I'm alive again. And
Yeah.
I talked to one woman, I want to say she was saying something about she felt like she was withering. And I was like, ooh,
Mm.
I get that. And then she's like, now I feel like I'm blooming and it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get that. It just feels like
Oh my
you're
God.
kind of fading versus
Yeah.
being able to step up and into that vital life force. And
Yeah.
so I love that I'm alive. I'm alive. And it's that really, it's that zest, right? It's the smile, it's
Mhm.
the joy, it's the
Yeah.
gratitude. And it's really challenging to do if we're sleep deprived or in pain.
Oh.
And so, once again, congratulations for trying the Daily Glow and getting into the Healthy Hormone Club, and then doing the work that it takes to be involved in the process, because it's not just a
Yeah.
magic wand. Like, we can
Nope.
only support what we know about. And so
Yeah.
we need you to do your part, which is the tests and reach out and connect with the hormone specialist. So I'm so glad that the team's been there for you and that you're
Mhm.
having, just congratulations. And so this is kind of fun. Like, if you could talk to Dr. Michelle directly, what would you like her to hear from you?
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Like I feel like it's dramatic, but you saved my life. Like that's all I got. Like it just really comes right down to that. Honestly.
I'll make sure
Yeah.
that she hears that. And this is what she lives for, is to help
Mhm.
educate and empower and really give women the support that she knows that
Yeah.
will help them, right? Help them heal themselves, help them feel alive again. And that's exactly what you did, which was take the
Mhm.
information and apply it and use it. And then so you're reaping the rewards of showing up for yourself. So I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we could be here for you and that Dr. Michelle, that you connected with her messaging. And so
Mhm.
I love that. I love that so much. And then if anybody is hesitant, or if someone's watching and they're thinking, well, that worked for Tracy, I wonder if it wouldn't work. What would you like to say to somebody who might be thinking, well, I don't know?
Oh my gosh. I tell everyone, everyone. When I was talking to a friend, a colleague from work yesterday, and I told her, I was like, she was like, "Oh, I just feeling so terrible these days." And I'm like, dude, Glow Natural Wellness. Look it up. I said, the Healthy Hormone Club. You got to do it. It will change your life. I said, we never used to live long enough that we would go into menopause, and now we do. And I don't even see the point of suffering. Like, why? When you could feel so alive again. Like, I don't know. Just do it. That's what I say. Just do it, because you will you will be so grateful. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, I know for a fact that there's going to be many, many people that resonate with what you've shared, just like pure gold. And more importantly, too, is just the experience that you've had, the direct experience that you've had,
Mhm.
really feeling better. And so I'm just honored that you took the time to connect and share your message. And congratulations on all your beautiful success. But once again, I really
Thank
feel
you.
it's so important to bring back home that you're doing your part, right, with your healthy
Mhm.
eating and your movement. And so
Yeah.
all these things
You got
have the
it.
chance. Every once in a while, there'll be somebody who's like, I don't want to change anything, but I want you to fix me. And
Mm.
that formula is really not going to work. The formula
No.
that does work is like, I'm looking
Yeah.
at my lifestyle, I'm looking at my movement, I'm looking at all these different areas, and here's where there's
Oh, yeah.
imbalance and we can help. But I'm just, congratulations. And any final
Mhm.
thoughts before we wrap up? Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you just mentioned that, because your body is the only place you have to live, and you have to take care of it. And if you do, it will serve you so well, right? I mean, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So, you know, I mean, I exercise, I eat well, I do red light therapy, I do saunas, I do PMF, I walk my dogs, all kinds of stuff. Anything that I can do, and I'm not like fanatic about this every day, like I'm not doing stuff for 10 hours a day, but I mix all these things in. It's part of my self-care. And it, to me, like, it's the hormones fit right into that self-care. So I think that's
Beautiful.
my final thoughts.
I love it. Thank you so much.